ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the desert. For today's Reddit story, we have a woman that regrets hookup culture, but nothing new under the sun. And then again, we have the usual suspects for our video. So Ampu, quit playing with the ball already, because it's time to suffer with women's incongruities and with women's double standards and logical fallacies and all that. So let's get started, guys.
I genuinely believe with my whole heart that I will never ever find that person. And I don't know whether it's because I am going through a breakup and I'm having probably the worst day that I've had for a while, but I'm like, when is it going to be my turn? When am I going to meet that person who loves me the way I love them? When am I going to be lucky enough to be a mum, to get engaged, to create a life with someone, for someone to want their life with me? I just don't think I'm going to find that right now. I don't want to be on dating apps. I don't want to meet anyone. I don't want to speak to anyone. So where does that leave me now? Because I'm that traumatised from the last few years of being single that I just can't ever imagine me moving on now.
Is this Irish accent, gentlemen? Let me know. I think it is. But maybe I messed that up. Regardless, gentlemen, we have a woman here that regrets not being a mother and not having children and all that, because wouldn't you see, that's all she ever wanted all life. Don't you think for a moment that she has spent the last 10 years serially dating all the bad boys? No, don't you think that, gentlemen? No, she has always wanted to be traditional. She's so eager to find a man and treat him like a king and be feminine and all that. She just hasn't found that one man, even though she mentions, interestingly enough, that she is on the dating apps, even though she's not looking for anything serious or even talking to people, quote unquote. So in other words, she's there for the attention. She's there for that ego scratch that she gets from multiple men texting her. Notice how their words never match their actions, gentlemen. We have the sad piano music over here. Supposedly this woman wants to have children and all that, yet the actions don't match what she's saying, right? She's on the dating apps, gathering, farming all that attention from simps. In the past, she's probably, we can assume, went on multiple dates, slept with multiple men, and now that that biological clock has ticked its time off, now she's all sad about it. Just couldn't sympathize, couldn't care less, to be honest with you guys.
I love my friends' babies more than any, but sometimes it hurts. Because when is it my turn? I never ever look down on any of my friends' happiness, whether it's an engagement, buying a house. I'm so proud of everyone. But being the oldest in my group, I'm like, fucking hell. It's happening for everyone else, it's not happening for me. When am I going to meet that person who wants the life with me and will stay and never leave? And oh my god, today is not a good day. But it's normal. Tomorrow's a new week, I'll probably feel better, but you know, when I'm honest, and I know there's people that feel the same way as me, and that's why I do these videos. So yeah.
Yeah, there's two very distinct groups of women, guys, and these women want you to make you think that it's all luck. You know, it's spinning a roulette, 50% chance of landing on a family and being traditional, and 50% chance of ending up for the streets. That's how they make it look like, oh, when is it going to be my turn? You know, like they're waiting in line for these men. Yet they never answer the question of why is it that all the women are being able to pull it off, the whole thing with the family and kids. How is it possible? Are they simply lucky and they spin that roulette and land on a man? Like, how is it possible that we have these two very distinct groups of women from which one makes it and one doesn't? And I've spoken about this on the channel, gentlemen, but even when I was in high school, I would notice women that didn't go to clubs every weekend, didn't post suggestive photos, didn't have 46 ex-boyfriends by the age of 18, all right? And by the age of 18, they've had 1, 2, 3 relationships, all serious. They were currently in a 2-year relationship that either culminated in a marriage, that one or the next one. You know, they just weren't messing around. They just weren't wasting their time. They just weren't prioritizing instant gratification over the important things in life. And somehow, guys, somehow, these same women that at 18, had everything figured out, right now, they are in marriages with kids. And it's the women who posted suggestive photos and went on, you know, clubs, out clubbing, ha, look at me, and capitalized on their attractiveness and all that. It's them that are still for the streets, all right? And they are still single and they are still whining about where's that good man? You know, it's always the same. You can tell these women and the way they are from a really young age. So it has nothing to do with the roulette. But now, gentlemen, let's move on to our next TikTok, which is more women crying.
I genuinely don't know how people get through heartbreak. The first person I ever loved has fallen in love with someone else in like 4 weeks. And
just a small correction, guys. He hasn't fallen in love with another one. No, he has just fallen in love with just some women, right? I mean, it's not that he loved her and then moved on to love another one. No, he never loved you, never cared about you. I can already tell that. And now he simply wants to invest time that he never wanted to with you in someone else.
now wants nothing to do with me.
Never did again.
Like someone you tell everything to, has seen every bit of you, wants nothing to do with you. And treats you like a stranger just because they met someone else. Like, how do people recover from that? It's so unfair. And you want to get back at them and you want to move on with your life, but you like literally can't. Like, I'm not from the UK, but I want to go back home to where I'm from, like, now. How can people be so cruel? I don't understand, like, and we all go through it, but trying to accept the fact that the one person who you loved more than anything in this world and saw you for you and loved you, spent every minute with, find someone in 1 second and wants nothing to do with you is so... It's like one of life's biggest tragedies. I don't know how people recover from it.
Tragedies. Now, I know most of you gentlemen are crying right now, rolling on the floor, absolutely devastated. Me, I have to mute myself to laugh over this woman and the narrative she's saying, oh, Hidan, you're such an a-hole. No, guys, it's just, I can't take you seriously, man, because look, I'm not going to make assumptions about this one woman, alright? For the people that say, oh, Hidan, your assumptions are based on nothing, alright? I won't make assumptions about this one in particular. I'll just go with the general data, that is that women, statistically speaking, they dismiss like 3 times the amount of men that they get dismissed by, and 3 times is low bowling. It's like some of these women, we're talking double digits, all right? Like they dismiss 10 times more men than they get dismissed or ghosted. You know what I'm talking about? So for every woman you see complaining about that one guy leaving, how a man's so cruel, yeah, those same women, they've probably done that to men like 10 times, to say the least. You know what I mean? So I can't really sympathize about something bad happening to you when you are doing the same thing that you're complaining about to other people. You know, it's like a person, guys, who gets scammed, all right? But he is a scammer, or a thief that gets robbed and cries about how cruel thieves are. Wait a minute, you're a thief as well. Like, why should we sympathize with you? You're inflicting the same thing upon others, you know? So just going on general data here, cannot really sympathize with this type of content.
So before you get into relationships with people, make sure that you think it through, because this is a heartache I wouldn't wish on anyone. I swore to myself I wouldn't post any more upset videos on here this year, but like, oh. How do people know like what the hell to do with their life? Like, I know so many people are gonna say like, we don't, we just we just do. But like, you just see so many people who seem so good at a particular talent or skill, or yeah, I don't know, I just feel like so like wasted. Like, I just don't know what it is. I don't know, that's why I'm taking some time out and gonna go visit my friends in Australia and just be around new people, new places, and just try and figure out what it is that like really feels right for me.
No, gentlemen, it's true that these women are honestly shocked that they need to put in some effort in life. You know, guys, they've had it so easy in life, in every aspect, economically, financially. People have always been there to support them. They've always been liked by men. They never thought that a moment will come where they will hit the wall and men will no longer be looking for them. They genuinely are surprised that they need to put some effort, you know? But yeah, that's how life is. Like, women just by default have dating so much easier than men. Still, it requires some effort, it requires some time, it requires some principles and all that. Like, you can't just be living like you're a toddler, you know, having everything for granted and thinking that you're gonna be, you know, you're gonna pull out a great life out of that. It's just not how it works. You have to put a minimal amount of effort and all of this wouldn't happen. You have to have a minimal direction in life for this not to happen. Yet these women, guys, they don't even have that, right? There are so many women that have not the slightest idea of where they're headed, right?
Right now, it's like a really lost feeling. I don't know if anybody can relate. You know, you're brought up in school being asked the question, like, what do you want to do when you get older? Like, we're ever meant to know? And I feel like this is a question I'm forever going to ask myself, but all I want to do is just make sure that when I go, I leave a valuable mark on this world. Not because of a job title, not because of the amount that I get paid, not because of the designer goods that I have, not because of the house that I own or the car that I have, or because I got all my relationships perfectly right, or I didn't go through breakup, divorces. And like, no, the perfect picture just doesn't exist. My self-worth will not be valued based on those things, and I will never let myself be that person. But then you just get these crippling moments where you're like, but what is it? Like, what is it? And I really hope one day it makes sense. Because right now I'm just like, am I just a girl who's just gonna roam? Yeah. Maybe that is just the way it is.
Whoa, very sad video today, guys. Sorry if you've used up all your tissues crying about this video. But the matter, gentlemen, and I understand this woman is lost, a lot of people feel lost, and like, talk about me, right? Personally, guys, I never knew, for example, I'll be doing this right now. Like, I'll be speaking to all the people about dating and, you know, talking with you guys. Of course, you can't predict that. You cannot predict where you walk. Like, probably most of you, gentlemen, you studied for something different than what you work right now. Or you never picture yourself working this. Like, the amount of people who end up working their dream job are very few. So nobody's expecting out of you to have your whole life, financial, dating and all that, figured out to the minimal detail. No, life is not like that. In fact, there was this saying that life is what happens while you plan what to do with life, something like this, you know. So nobody's expecting out of you to have it all figured out. But, you know, the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing with the channel, for example, is because I've always been open to new ideas, to start something new. I've always been thinking about women, men, the, you know, dating dynamics and all that. So I manifested it, if you want to call it that way, guys, you know. I worked towards it and it happened, you know. The work I have right now, I could have a different work, but I've always strived to improve my wage with each new work, you know. So I kind of found that job, you know. It's not like everything is luck based, you know what I mean, guys? And I feel you can relate to that, because everything you do, yes, it involves luck, destiny, call it whatever you want, but it also involves you searching for it, you know. So it's the same with dating. Nobody knows who you're gonna end up with. We don't have labels on top of our head that, you know, point towards the person saying this is your person. No, you never know. You never know if you're gonna end up divorced. But when you have a serious attitude towards it, that's all it takes, really. Having a serious attitude and actively trying to improve those things will take you places. So you won't really feel lost if to begin with you had, again, the minimal amount of thoughts put into this. But gentlemen, let's move on to our article story, which I want to share with you. The title is, will this be a deal breaker for you? No touching, excuse me, after S3X. I, 26-year-old female, went out on a first date with a guy, 29 male, from Bumble last weekend. It was really fun, and I brought him back to my apartment. And after a while of more banter and flirting, we did end up sleeping together. After we had S3X, I go to like cuddle up as normal. He says I don't do that, as in he does not cuddle, touch after, at all after S3X. Basically, I was in shock. This type of like emotional aftercare. I love how these women, they say like so much that even when they're typing articles, they must say like. Like, can't you redact it? At least when you are typing, you know? Can you picture these people, guys, trying to apply for a job and they write in their, you know, official documents, I would want this job because, like, you know, I need money, like, I would want this job, you know? Very cringe. Basically, I was in shock. This type of like emotional aftercare is really important for me, even if it's a one-night stand or casual S3X. Why though? Like, why is it important for you to have emotional aftercare if it's a one-night stand? So you say that it's casual S3X, you understand that, yet you don't want to feel like it, you know? You feel hurt if they don't take care of your emotional well-being after a one-night stand. What does that tell you? It tells you that humans, people, psychologically, we are not meant, or it's not good for us to have one-night stands, because people don't work that way, you know, using each other like objects and then throwing them away. Like, we people require emotional investment. And these women, they want to have the cake and eat it too. They want to be the equivalent of an S3X toy, yet at the same time, they don't want to feel bad about it, you know? I almost started crying, but held it together. I thought he was gonna leave, but he didn't. He stayed for like an hour plus talking, but a foot of space between us. He fell asleep and I had to wake him up and ask him to leave because that's where I draw the line. When he left, he refused to kiss me goodnight and said, "Have to leave you wanting more," or something along those lines. What a badass. Which I thought was really weird and immature. Since then, we've been texting like before we went out on our date, and might see each other again. But I'm still feeling really uncomfortable about this and have been going back and forth emotionally over the last few days. Oh guys, I'm so uncomfortable with this whole thing. I'm so hurt, but we might see each other again. It never makes sense, guys. It never makes sense what these women are talking. They are always so hurt. They always, quote unquote, pick up on the 15 red flags. They always know a man is bad for them. But I don't know, I might see him again. You know, and then it's these people that require sympathy out of us. Sorry, I don't feel sympathy for people who actively choose the same mistakes. And we have an update here. I sent him a text saying that I wanted to be straightforward and decide that we shouldn't see each other again because I don't think that we will be able to emotionally meet each other's needs since the S3X aftercare is more important to me than I originally thought. I think he tried to gaslight me because he said that he would have worked on it if he knew it was important to me. But I'd left out of the original post that after he told me I don't do that, I told him that aftercare is important to me and that his response makes me feel rejected, which his response to was basically brush off and say that he wasn't rejecting me. This is too stressful for me. I'll probably take a break from dating after that. Wow, gentlemen. Let me just say, this man did nothing wrong. He doesn't understand women and the way they walk, because I've mentioned this multiple times, gentlemen. Women want you to lie to them. They want you to manipulate them. Because notice how they have an agreement, right? They have an official agreement that this is casual S3X. Does casual S3X involve emotional aftercare? No, it doesn't. So he's not breaking the contract, he's not lying to you, he's not manipulating you, yet it's the woman that wants to be lied. She knows, or at least understands, that this is casual S3X, yet she wants to be lied to. She wants the emotional aftercare. She wants to have a false idea that this is going somewhere, that this is more deep than it really is, you know? Guys, I'm being dead serious. Women, in general, want you to lie to them. That's how they walk. They don't like you being honest. They don't like you following the agreed contract. They don't like that, right? So, of course, it's the woman that has it all messed up in her head. And this is a woman, guys, that is 26. 26 is too old already to be doing this crap, right? This is a woman that is a few years from hitting the wall. And you check on these women's lives, guys. Again, what I mentioned, the example from high school, right? Where you had a certain group of women being serious about dating. This is what not being serious about dating is. You're 26, you're messing around with all those men, marketing yourself in the dating market as just an S3X toy, sleeping around. I don't know, I'm traumatized, I'll take a break, I'll do this, do that, I'll sleep here, sleep there. Just such a bad, terrible approach to dating. And it's these women, guys. Give her a couple of years, we'll see her on the channel making a TikTok with a sad piano music background, crying about, where are all the good men gone? Why are all my friends married? What I am, well, I'm not, right? Very sad, guys. And also, can I just mention, this will be my last take. Leave me your thoughts down in the comments. But if I was this man's boyfriend, picture I was crazy, gone insane. Picture that Satan wants to punish me with the hardest punishment, and he makes me this woman's husband or something. I will feel so empty doing anything with her, you know, because she's gone with so many men, she has slept with them, and then she has cuddled with them to try to simulate what a real relationship is. So I don't know, imagine yourselves, guys, you just slept with this woman and you go and cuddle with her, and she looks at you and she tells you I love you, and she, you know, caresses you and you're hugging or something like this. Things that usually have value and meaning and they're deep. But with this woman, it doesn't mean anything. She has done that with probably double-digit men. It's like, what's special about that? You've done that with everyone else. You've said I love you to everyone else after they've broken your back. You've caressed other people. You've done all those things that are supposed to be intimate with so many men, you know, dating around, going, smashing all those people. It's like, what's left, guys? Can someone answer me what's special about that? You know, am I the only one that values those things? I don't want a girlfriend that is doing the same things with me that she has done previously with like 25 guys. I wouldn't feel special, you know? Or you know, for women, how would you feel special if your significant other gifts you a certain gift, you know, that has like a letter saying how much he loves you and how he will bring the stars for you, like a teddy bear, some chocolates, you know, something that usually is deep and has value. But then you find out that he has been given exactly the same gift to all his previous 20 ex-girlfriends. Would you still feel special? The same letter, the same words, I'll bring the stars down for you. If he has written this for 20 other women, will you feel special at all? Right? It doesn't make sense. Nobody will feel special. And it's the same for men. We just don't feel like you're wife material if you do those things around. You fall the streets, right? So gentlemen, do you agree? Leave me your thoughts down in the comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me and Ampu. Like and subscribe so this channel doesn't go to hell. And I'll see you next time, guys. Have a good one.